Hi, welcome to Give Me a Word, where we do a deep dive into some verses and pick out some words that we're going to look at. This actually could have been maybe one of our other shows. It's called Ask Jeff, where I was asked specifically to address this particular verse. We've done it in other formats, other places. We may even have an episode of Give Me a Word out there on it somewhere else. But here I want to come back and put the emphasis where I was asked to put the emphasis on it. It's in James 4:6, where it says, God resists the proud, but gives grace to the humble. It was veiled under the question of what is it that God resists, and really wanting a breakdown of what that meant. See, the word resist in the Greek here is a military term that depicts an orderly arrangement of troops to successfully wage combat against an enemy. In other words, lining things up in such a way that you can send battle line after battle line after battle line to basically crush an enemy. The whole notion of the word is that if the arrogant are not going to willfully bow, then God will arrange the events so that they're going to bow regardless of what happens. And so that's where that word resist comes in. Other translations will say it a different way. But it's not meaning that God is resisting like cowering away or resisting like running away. It's a very active, forward-moving term that I think gets lost in that particular translation. And that's what the question was about. What does God resist, or what does it mean when it says God resists? And so if you think about it then, let's bring the whole context of the verse back together. God then, in that word resisting, is actually putting together the lines of troops that are going to go into battle against this one who will not humble himself. And basically goes to war, if you will. As the verse continues on, it says the word that's used there is humble. It describes a person that was formerly arrogant but has now changed their ways. And so God does battle against, if you will, the proud, but he gives grace to the humble. In other words, when we are willing to submit ourselves and allow God to do what God wants to do in our life, we find an infusion of grace in our life that goes beyond our expectation, beyond our explanations, and beyond our ability to ever really completely and fully comprehend. And so the verse, maybe it's a little bit confusing, but don't let the wording mess you up, or don't let the translation mess you up. Basically, it's saying that if you're going to be proud, the modern application would be if you're a person who battles with pride, guess what? You're battling against God, because you are in the way of what God is trying to say and what God is trying to do. And so he is going to resist you. In other words, he is willing to go into battle against you so that he can give the grace that he wants to give to you when you're willing to humble yourself. Interesting twist of the verse. That's what the words mean. Maybe a little bit clearer now. Maybe that helps. You do your own study and take a look and see what you can find. And I'll look forward to joining you next time as we continue our deep dive into verses and words and Give Me a Word.